before she could say this is a prison planet, the first question was, what kind are you? So I'm standing there going, what kind am I? And I'm looking around, and the scene starts expanding like your movie set, okay? So now I'm not just in a park with grass and trees and a few people here and a few people there. All of a sudden, I start seeing groups of people around, and then all of a sudden this fast spirit zaps into the picture like how they do fast people in television. You know, they'll speed up. And it was a guy, hands me a piece of paper. And then I look at the girl. So I sort of think that's Kimberly, but then Sean, and I think it's this guy tonight, because I've never met them, but they had pictures on Facebook. So you sort of have something in your brain because you're looking for observing yourself being conscious in a lucid dream that you're dreaming back on Earth, so you must be dead thought, if you can think. But you can. So I'm way deep into this, TV show inside this movie that's what this person got up and watched themselves in another reality. And how am I going to explain this to myself? So I'm like, well, is that Kimberly? Well, then who? And then Sean hands me this piece of paper. So she'd ask me what kind. Now, remember, the only thing I know in this conscious reality is, what kind are you? What kind are you? 4 words in English, out loud. And I'm looking, and I'm asking, is this Kimberly? But I'm not sure, do you have brown hair or red hair? But then I'm like, wait, was that Sean? But Sean didn't speak, but he gave me this piece of paper, and it looked like it was on a church program from when I was a little kid. Those little programs you fold and get, at time you're going to be in Sunday school, and this time you're going to be in church. And on the, and on the back of it was some girls' names and some names of people. And next to the girls' names, I looked at them and I saw them. I can't remember them now, but I know they were girl names. But you know how even if you're conscious in a lucid dream in a dream, you may not remember everything. I remembered them this morning when I woke up, but because I didn't write down the story and put all the details, they're gone now. But they were girls' names. And then dash, and next to it, now, puts in my hand, I see the paper. I notice it's white. It's got writing on it. I know, and I'm trying to find a word for this, what it is. And I thought, isn't that odd? Because some part of my brain knew that they didn't have paper where I was. And it was an ancient antique piece of paper from like this world, because it must have been in the future or in another time frame, interdimensional time frame. But then Sean was the one giving me the answers to these girls' names, dash, and next to it would say CAD like 1246, temp, and then the other one would say dash DGR. It was like writing on the earth with alphabet and numbers, and it said for 1 hour, and then it would say then another one would have numbers and alphabet, and then 2 hours, and so on and so forth on this piece of paper. So I looked at her, and the girl, we'll call her Kimberly for lack of me knowing, but my conscience, because this has just happened to me, so I'm going, these people here? And the girl says, no, what kind are you? Well, here, keep that piece of paper. That will tell you. You've got to, here you won't survive unless you're in a group. You've got to have a group. She says, see, we're 3 or 4 people here. And see them over there? And I said, why do you have to be in a group? She says, because they'll get you. And I looked over and there were zombies walking towards me. Now, let me finish telling you before you say anything. So these zombie-looking people are walking towards me, but they're far enough away. And I'm like, what? And so she's, no, you've got to know. So she says, you can't be by yourself here. You can't. And I look around and I get this realization that there's groups of people from different planets or universes or interdimensionals or something. But my brain, now remember, I'm conscious. I'm trying to figure out, just like I am now, how to tell you people this. Because I shouldn't have to tell it, but I want to remember this. Because I'm conscious. I'm like, remember that this paper, and it starts fading away. And you know how it's conscious, but the paper just, And I've seen this with this reality and this one I'm in where it just disseminates, but it just faded away. And so I was like, God. I said, but I get it because Sean has told me somehow psychically that you have to know what kind you are. So he was telling me, okay, you have to know your name and your numbers because those people walking to you, and he pointed, said, remember like Robot, Kimberly, Robot. I was like, oh, these are artificial intelligent beings. I get it. Yeah, I know that because I've worked with them, on ships and stuff. So I know, okay, so they're bionics. Okay, so but you're meaning that in this conscious world I'm in, and this is what I'm thinking, okay, in this world, there are beings that look like you, and y'all know that some of them will eat you like zombies. But some of them turn on and off because they're biological, but they're alien AI. They're robots. I was like, oh, okay. So what kind am I? I get it. What kind am I? From what place in the universe or planet? I said, okay. She says, no, but you got to come. You look like us. So just for right now till we get this figured out, you've got that piece of paper, so don't lose it. Well, it's disappeared. It's like it's gone. And she's like, that's okay. You got it in your head. And I don't know how she knew that, but she did. But I had it in my head. So anyway, we go off, and we go over, and I'm with these people, and she says, you can't be out here after night. It was afternoon, evening, and the sun's going to come down. And I'm like, why? She says, because they'll get you. They'll eat you. And then they look over, and they're like, they're bad. These people are like zombies. Do you know what? I said, no, I never watched zombie movies. You don't know what zombies are? I said, no. She said, well, you don't want to be out after dark. You've got to be with a group, so you've got to figure out what kind you are. And I kept thinking, well, no, I'm a biological. That's what I'm thinking now. I'm like, well, I've got a soul. I know I've got a soul, and I'm like, I look like you. So what do you mean? Like, am I supposed to say something? Or she said, just come with us. So I went with them, and then I'm with them, and they're teaching me some things. But we go to this park, and in this all around the park, in this park, it goes up a spiral. And now, all of a sudden, consciousness is clicking in that this is the flower of life. It's a symbol that in CERN, when we bust up, from atoms, protons, electrons, gluons, quarks, it'll spin off. When these two atoms collide, they'll spin off. And it makes this circle inside a circle, inside a circle, inside a circle. And we've used it throughout all the world religions and throughout time, space-time, and other universes. And for years, billions and billions of years to bring back three and the law of three and how you put things together, et cetera, et cetera. So this is coming to me, oh, my gosh. So they got this here, and they've got this dedicated to bring different planets and people together. So I'm like, oh, this is sacred. This is symbolic park. And all I could think of was with these hedges you walk through, like in Harry Potter or, over in England, you get lost in the hedges. But these were sort of a hedge with a cement thing you sit on, like bricks that came up halfway on that. It made a bench all the way up through the grass with like a cement walk, like on Wizard of Oz. There you go. That's that cinnamon bun thing on the Wizard of Oz. And I did see that when I was a little kid. Saw Wizard of Oz. And you start in that circle and you go, follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow. And it spins in a circle, right? Well, I told Matt earlier today because I knew I was supposed to write this down, but I knew I was going to lose it. Cinnamon bun. So it's like a cinnamon bun. And you just go up and you go around the walk with a little where you can sit all the way up it. It's just like I experienced in White Sands at the, what's it called, where they have the bats fly out, Carlsbad Caverns. And you sit on that walkway, but theirs was up and down, up and down. This one was round and round and round and round, and you can sit on the cement. And so all these people were sitting on the cement and all the way around this spiral, all the way in. And then it's getting dark. These people disappeared on me. I looked around. I was like, where'd they go? There's people everywhere, but I turned around, and then some people were starting to move towards me. It was getting dark. And this lady to my right, over in a building, said, come in here. And she said, quick, it's going to get dark. And I'm scared I was going to get eaten by this other group coming towards me. But I'm like, oh, my God, I'm alone. She says, we're all women in here. So I sort of went down the grass and walked into this door she had open out onto like a cement step inside, and we had to go down steps to the through the basement down. Now I'm conscious, and there's other women down there, and they were telling me, and I'm like, I know about world religions and blah, blah, blah. I didn't say world religions, but I know about religions. But they were trying to say, well, what are you? They're trying, well, we'll help you out and all that. But I said, look, I've got to go back over here because these people, they said, you can just stay with us here and you'll be fine overnight. I said, before it gets dark, I've got to get back over to those people. They don't have anybody. I've got to be with that group. And anyway, they said, well, okay. They showed me a bed, but they said, we'll give you this broom. And the broom was symbolic to the women, and so they gave me this broom. It wasn't a new broom. It was a broom like you sweep with, but how you see when you sweep so much, the women wear off half of it, sort of makes a slant. Anyway, I took the broom with me, I guess to protect me or whatever, because they were Wiccan like women or something, or from our old belief, women and broomsticks. I went, okay, that's symbolic. I get, okay, I'll take a broom. I guess I'll hit them over the head or something. So I walked back over there, and then I had picked up this. I probably did this before, but I had this branch. Now I can't remember where in the story it goes because I didn't write it down. But the branch, I picked up a tree branch over to lead the people, and it has a V in the top, a branch with a V. But all these people were starting to get riled and stuff because it was starting to turn night. And so this guy that looked like a man, that's my dog, Thomas Becker, at least now I've never met him either, but he had like a beard and long hair. So in my mind, see, I think what it is my brain, because of last night's show and these people in this club I've got, or I'm trying to set up, are trying to make me think these are people in another reality or in this other dimension that I'm conscious in. But anyway, the voice, these guys were coming to me, but I started singing, and I woke up knowing the song, and I said, remember it, because it's about peace. And we adopted Peace on the Hill. Peace Hill. Was it the word peace? Peace Hill. Yeah, because to make a long story short, it was a long time, but I went over and I heard a man's voice, and he pushed up on the this guy was coming towards me. He didn't have a shirt on. He was a big, bulky guy. I guess he'd be like Barry Gone or something. Real tall guy, but he was going to take my branch. He wanted it. And he grabbed for it and was going to take it. And the guy that I guess may or may not be mad, but in my dream, or not dream, but my lucid dream, not my conscious interdimensional self, said, no, it's got to be her. No, he said, man, it's got to be her. And he pushed up and looked, and I thought, oh, my God. But he looked at the guy, and the guy looked like he was going to get in a fight. And I know that they had never met. A man's never met Barry, but these are, conscious interdimensional reality. But the guy said, well, he sort of backed off and took his hand off of it, and Ahmad had to say it again. The man in the conscious reality, okay, I got to be careful, said, no, man, it's got to be her. He had to repeat it, the same words. And he looked at me. And that's when it was in Ahmad's voice, the one in this reality. I was thinking, Ahmad, is that you? But it's really freaky because I already don't know if that's Barry, the big guy, which I've met Barry. I haven't met Ahmad, but I hear his voice. So now I'm really messed up in my reality because I'm trying to put conscious this world with that world. But anyway, I get it back, and he told me to hold it up, so I did. I held it up over the people and started singing, which I'm not fond of singing, but I was singing this peace song. I was trying to think, what are we going to sing? Row, 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 you boat. I said, okay, we can. And on the way up there, I remember people stopping me and stuff, and I'd say, yeah, well, I've got to come up here, and we're going to be a singing group. And they're like, well, we don't sing. And I said, okay, well, we're going to be a dance group. And then they'd say, no, we're not going to be a dance group. And I remember before this happened with the branch, a guy said, I said, well, maybe we can be like the peace group. And they're like, no, man, we got some of these hippie smoking people. And they didn't say pot or marijuana or nothing, but I knew what they meant. But they said some of the word that's not in this reality, this one that I'm talking in. something for herbs or smoking, laid back kind of consciousness people. So I knew what he meant, but they didn't use earth words. So, but he said, no, we got enough of those from all